Welcome to the Beyond the Diagnosis podcast with me, Dr. Kylie. We're going to take a little side tour today just for you practitioners and really dive into this idea of money. I used to hate talking about money. I fathomed it. In fact, I could barely get to 100 out of my mouth. Um, take you back 4 years now, about 4.5 years, right as I opened up the doors to my brick and mortar practice, literally minutes down the street from systemic formulas, which I had no idea they even existed at the time. And I'm having a report of findings with a possibility of a new patient. And I'm going through the plan and the lab and the treatment cost. And I say to them, literally verbatim, I think we can get this done in $3,000. The person down the street is charging $3,500, so you're getting a better deal. Something stupid like that. Like literally comparing myself to someone down the street. And I was fumbling and fumbling and fumbling. The first 6, 7, 8 report of findings I did, nobody said yes. And it was about my confidence, my ability to talk about money. And really, that was the beginning of the journey for me. When I got into this mindset coaching, I got all these business consultants and mindset consultants around me and friends, and I'm joining masterminds right and left. Uh, Still, money was so hard for me to talk about. And the first time someone said to me, "You need to heal your money traumas." I don't have money traumas. I'm just fine with money. I have had everything I've ever needed my entire life. So I want you to be open to this. Think about your childhood. Think about what stories you were told in regards to money. Money doesn't grow on trees. We don't have money for that. That's too much money. You have to work hard to get money. Think about those stories we were told, you were told. Now, I come from a family of farmers. Love them all dearly. But the farming attitude is you have to work hard to barely make ends meet. Now, I will tell you, in the last 2 years, I have watched as money has destroyed my family. My dad's parents died at the beginning of 2020, right after COVID hit, April of 2020. He lost his mom and he lost his dad within 10 days of each other. And boy, do you discover who people really are when you're fighting about money after a death or after a divorce. I'm sure you guys don't understand what I'm saying here. It is now July of 2022, so we're 2 years later. We've had threats of taking the siblings to court. We've had locations in my childhood memory, my once paradise in central Utah, rural community farming town, locked up. My own uncle has told my cousin to get off his property, all because of money. Now, is it the person? No. It's the relationship with money that has destroyed the individual, that has forced him to treat everybody the way he's been treating them the last 2 years. And to go back and say 3 years ago, had I ever seen this coming? Heck no. So let's reframe our money mindset here. I love practicality and I love energy. So let's combine the two of them. Some of you are practical thinkers. Some of you just love the idea of shuffling energy around. That's all money is. Money is energy shown in the forms of zeros and commas. To me, money is a number on a screen, and that number fluctuates. Today, it could have two commas in it. Tomorrow, it could have just a decimal point. It's just energy flowing here and there. And whatever that number on your screen that you're looking at right now, or that you looked at yesterday or last week, whatever that is, that's just a point in your story. And I want to make this very clear to you because once it was clear to me, it was like freeing. Geez, this whole money concept shouldn't be so emotional to me, but it is. Because my journey with money has been one of I am terrified to look at my bank account. I don't want to talk about money with my husband. Trust me, we got lots of fights over it. And he would ask me early on in my business, like, where you at? I didn't look. So I couldn't have even told him. I was terrified to look at the number on the screen. Now, money doesn't define you. The number on the screen doesn't define you. It tells you where you are in your story. And wherever you're at, sitting here listening to this right now, it's the beginning of a dang good story. Say that to yourself. I am at this place today. This is what the number on the screen tells me. It's the beginning of my dang good story. So whether you think it's completely absurd to charge $9,500 for a program or $20K for a program, or you're still struggling to choke down $4,000. Money is energy shown up in the forms of zeros and decimals, commas, I guess. Commas. Once you understand what money is, you can think, okay, I'm exchanging energy for energy. If I'm going to put so much of this energy into this person in this treatment plan, what am I going to get in return? Now, the amount of money you get to charge is determined upon one, your mindset with money and your relationship with money, and two, your experience. As soon as you have some experience underneath your belt, as soon as you have some testimonials underneath your belt, that number can continue to increase. Now, here's the other thing I've learned too. Don't compete in the ordinary. If you want to be the lowest paid massage therapist in the region, then charge for the lowest amount per hour. So you can get all the clients, as you might think. But I want to challenge you to upgrade the mindset, upgrade the relationship with money, and compete in the extraordinary game. Because there are people who want to pay for extraordinary experiences. Give it to them. For example, this is what it can look like. I have eyelash extensions. I love them. I got them a month ago while I was on vacation with my husband in Florida. I've been wanting them for a year now. I just never gave myself the permission to do it. It's now appropriate for me at my time in life. Another money mindset upgrade I have learned from an incredible money mindset coach, Nicole. So I'm sitting there laying down for 3 hours getting these eyelashes done. I have since scheduled an appointment here in Utah in Layton, where I am, to get them redone, refilled as they call it, for an hour. I would pay double, triple, quadruple the amount that someone is making per hour if they would come to my house and do it at my house. I would pull out my movable table that I once used in for chiropractic, lay down on it and let them pay them $200 to just come do my lashes right here in my own house. I want to play and pay for the extraordinary. I want to pay and play to save my time. One of the biggest reasons why I didn't go do my eyelashes was the time. If it would take me 3 hours a week away from my kids, away from work, where I just had to close my eyes, do you know how much work I can get done in 3 hours? Do you know how much time I can spend with my kids in 3 hours? Pay to save my time and for an extraordinary experience. So create extraordinary experiences for your patients. Get extraordinary results. People will pay for the extraordinary. And that means you might only have to work with 10 people a month, not 27. That might mean you only have to do 5 adjustments a day, not 55. But you have to create the opportunities. If you don't create the opportunities and you don't ask, you won't receive it. Now, this was something new to me too, as I'm entering, putting myself in places where there's a huge money mindset upgrade. People who are millionaires, who have the wealthy mindset. It's not surrounding by me physically. So I'm going to put myself via the internet in these Zoom rooms, in these mastermind networking events. So I can be around those people who think like this, who value themselves. That's really what it's about. How much do you value yourself, your time, your energy, your experience, your expertise? Remember, money is just energy in the forms of zeros and commas. So I'm putting myself in these places. And once someone said to me, have you ever asked your credit card company for a lower interest rate? Because let's be honest, guys, I have 30, 40, 50, $60,000 of credit of, of money put on my credit card every month. And I pay it off most of the time. There's been years past where I've bawled my eyes out because I've maxed out all my credit card debt, maxed out my 3 credit cards. I have built my business faster than I brought money in. And it left me in some pretty destitute scenarios. Again, that's just a piece of my story. That's where I was at that moment. And then I took it and I created a dang good story after. If I can do it, you can do it. So she says to me, yeah, I've asked my credit card company for a lower interest rate 3 times now, and they've given it to me. So much so that the last time I called, the person on the line looked at my interest rate and said, you have a lower interest rate than me. How is that possible? Just ask. You never know until you create an opportunity and allow someone to say yes to that opportunity. Okay, finishing up here. This is just a snippet of my money mindset journey. But I want you to understand that money is a form of energy. Money can be used for some incredibly good things. Now, I am very careful about how I speak to my kids about money. I want my 5-year-old to understand that money is a good thing. In fact, I believe that good people have a responsibility to become wealthy because they can do so much good with it. I have a responsibility to become wealthy so I can do so much good with it. Money isn't bad. Money expands who you are. So if you're a rotten person, you're going to be a rotten person with or without money. If you are a good person who is always wanting to help, that's our field, guys. We are good people wanting to help. It's your responsibility to become wealthy, whatever that means for you, so you can do more good with it. You can't change people's lives and better their health if you can't keep a business open. I, Kylie Burton, have a responsibility to become wealthy so I can bless the lives of others. I can do good things with it. Money doesn't make you a bad person. Money expands who you really are. And as a responsible, good citizen, you can do a whole lot of good with it. So be careful about how you talk about money. Careful about the people around you, how they talk about money. Yesterday, I'm sitting with some family and we start talking about a potential recession. They can talk and talk and talk. But what I have done is I have protected my mindset. So as this conversation around me is occurring, what's the conversation in my head is very different. I am recession proof. People love to pay me for my services. People love to pay me for the opportunities I create. I am recession proof. I am recession proof. I am recession proof. And whatever other affirmations you can think of in your head. So be very, very careful about how you talk about money and the people who you're surrounded by talk about money. And if you need to, exit the room or at least change the story in your head immediately. So, for example, when I hear of someone saying to their kids, we don't have money for that. And if willing to, I'm a, in that position where I can speak my voice, I will literally say out loud, reframe it immediately. We choose to spend our money elsewhere. Catch the difference? We don't have money for that. No, that's not true. You have money for whatever you value. Or patients have money for whatever they value. You have money for what you value. Therefore, you choose to spend your money on something else. I say money affirmations on occasion with my 5-year-old. I try to do it at least once a week. I remember just to make sure he has a good relationship with money. Because I got to break the generational trauma here. I come from a family generations back of farmers where it's you have to work hard to get money to barely make ends meet. Yes, you have to work hard, but you can work smart. I choose to work smarter. I run a $1 million business part time. But that's the money mindset upgrades that I've worked my freaking guts out and healed all of these traumas about money in the last 2-3 years. It's why I'm so huge on bringing this money mindset into the 90-day program for you practitioners and even more so in the brand new mastermind. Okay. As we are heading into a series of unknown possibilities, AKA people are throwing out the word recession. As we have experienced higher numbers on the screen than we've ever experienced. Gasoline screen, cashier screen. I want you to remember that this is just a moment in your story. Make it a dang good story. You are recession proof. People love to pay you for your services. It's easy to get paid for what you do. People love to refer you. Perfect patients. so you can change their lives too. Sales is service. Sales is creating opportunities. Money is just numbers on a screen that tell you where you are at this moment in time. Make it a dang good story.